leaders are now at a place of change. And the change place is this, that the choice is between the psychopathic dictatorial leader or the mindful, connected, authentic leader. But what we crave is authenticity. What we crave is real. Why do I tell you this? Because we are at a crossroads in leadership. Generally speaking, the public is having a bit of a challenge trusting business. The Occupy movement, who were those people? What age group were they? And the answer is, they were Generation Y. They were the millennials. Millennials do not trust big business. That most of us don't really like to do change unless it's forced upon us. I want to take you back in time to a point when change was forced upon me. Yeah, I'll change as long as I don't have to change. You know, it's not about people. People are totally willing to change as long as they don't have to. Everybody else can change. You know, obviously things have to change around here, just not me. So, at this point, it's June 1990. And I got to tell you, 1989, 1990 just rocked for Dov Baron. They rocked. I was doing so great. I'd traveled the world, I'd studied with great teachers, I'd spoken in almost every major city in Australia, most of the major cities in Canada, many of the cities in the US. I was on TV, radio, I was in newspapers, magazines, I was being interviewed all over the show. I was having a great time. It was so awesome. At about 120 feet, I reached for a rock. And that rock dislodges a bigger rock that, bam, hits me in the face and knocks me completely down onto the sharp boulders below and smashes me to pieces. And the recovery was long and it was brutal. But what I can tell you is that the pain that I suffered in the reconstruction, in the putting back together of my physical body was nothing compared to the pain I suffered trying to rebuild myself emotionally, mentally. That was a far greater struggle. You see, I spent the first 9 months of that recovery just thinking about how I could get back to that place where it was all so great, where I had the car, I had the house, I had all the good stuff. I had the newspapers, the magazines, the TV. I just wanted to get back. And then one day, like a tidal wave of depression, that when it hit me, almost crushed me, I realized that once Humpty Dumpty's broken, you can't put Humpty Dumpty together again. That there is no back. That you can't move forward while you're still holding on to where you were. Because, you know, he had a fall, you know, he landed on his head, probably got a bit of brain damage, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I have to grow. He goes, oh, but it was easier over here when being a little bit numb, pretending, putting on a face, it was actually a lot easier. There's a pull to that, but I can't go there. Because I know, I feel it. And you've had this feeling yourself. When you feel that something's not right, and I can just feel that I'm going to die if I go there. Because you know you can't trust them to give you an honest opinion. They're only going to give you a nice opinion. The people are the people you trust. And you trust them because they don't blow smoke up your skirt. For people, and it created this fierce loyalty in people that pulled people along. And the reason I told you my story is because I told you I fell 120 feet from a mountain and landed on my face. But the truth of it is this. I fell 120 feet from a self-imposed pedestal and I landed on my ego. That's what got shattered. Don't think I don't have an ego. I do have an ego. Anybody who gets skin gets an ego. If you were born without skin, then I'll give you don't have an ego, but most of us were. So, of course I have an ego, but it doesn't run the show anymore. Back here it ran the show. This is a horrendous cost. Generation Y, the millennials, enter the workforce 2015 at the greatest number in the history of the industrial world. They don't trust big business. We have a problem. what you should know is at the upper end of that generation, they are now in the 30 to 35 age group, which means they are the new emerging leaders. We can't do leadership the way we've done it with this generation. But remember, people were looking for a good job to keep a career for 40 years? Do you remember that? Yeah. It's done. Saying that to a millennial, like, what are you going to do for your 40-year career, your 30-year career, 20-year career? They look at you like you're mental. Like you've had some kind of accident and you've got some kind of brain damage. Maybe you fell off a mountain or something. That's how they look at you. You might as well say to them, hey, do you want to buy my 8-track cassette? Now, for those of you who are millennials, Google that when you get home. Okay. The average lifespan of a millennial in the workforce in a particular organization, so they come into your organization, the lifespan is 1.2 years. 1.2 years. The average company will invest 1.5 to 2 times the annual salary in the development of that individual. They're gone in 1.2 years, and you've already invested twice as much as they earn in 1 year. We cannot do leadership the way we've done it. We have to do something else. We have to generate loyalty with these people. But how are we going to do it? But there is a way. There is a way to generate fierce loyalty in millennials and in Generation X's and baby boomers too. It's very different than anything that's been done before, because that's what keeps them loyal to you. That's what brings them into you. I want to give you 5 key elements of what it takes to build a culture, a momentum culture that is focused on fierce loyalty, that generates fierce loyalty. Here's the 5 elements. Number 1. Everybody okay with doing a little exercise? This is yes. This is about building fierce loyalty in your organization. Fierce loyalty in your customers, fierce loyalty in your people. Before you did the exercise, when you just turned to them on a scale of 1 to 10, notice whatever it was. Was it 1? Was it 2? Was it 3? Was it nothing? What was it? What most of you got? Just call a couple of numbers out. 2, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2 or 3. At the end of the exercise, very short exercise, how connected did you feel to that person on a scale of 1 to 10? Call out numbers, please. 7, 8, 9. How is that possible? Because vulnerability builds fierce loyalty. Vulnerability is power. Thank you.